Well, hello, this is Steve, Dichroic Glassman. Let's take off on the other video I just now did. Let's create some cuts. I want to cut this out, and I want to cut this out. So actually, let's do this over again. I was going to do something else, but I'll do it this way. What are you going to do? How are you going to go about this? Let's show this. If you got to cut that piece of glass out, and you want to cut this puzzle-looking piece out of this main, what you going to do? First thing, put on your safety glasses. Tricked you. So, let's move my... First thing you want to do, you want to go from point to point with a little bit of curve. That takes the pressure off of this point. That's what's going to pop on you. It's going to pop straight across if you're not careful. It's going to pop and break. Glass is like water. It wants to go to the path of least resistance. So we're going to cut out another onion ring. And then I'm going for my black line. Remember, I took pressure off my tips. I'm going to take my grozing pliers with the curved part goes up. Sometimes I like to paint a dot on it so that people can see that readily when I'm teaching. Let's do that. Got a dot on that. Looks better in white. First thing, I want to come over here, take my grozers, lightly, wiggle it right out. Second time, right up to the line. Start it so you hear that little chink, that little noise. Listen. Now just rock it. Boom, done. That was easy. Let's do this one a little bit harder. What are we going to do? First thing, get the piece off of the trunk. Get the branch off the trunk. So, let's go straight across. Break it. Take our big piece out of the way. Now, if that was expensive glass, that's what we want to do. Except we don't want to waste this much. What we would have done is, nice, broke that off. Make sure that I'm in the camera lens. Okay, now we got the difficult part. This is perfect here. Now we got something difficult here. I'm going to take off my little X. We know where what we're after here. So what I want to show you is you want to make series. Release the pressure off of the tips. More onion rings, more onion ring, more onion ring, maybe even one more. Now, always handle your glass in the middle. Don't handle it at the edge. You can get cut at any time. Even I have done thousands of glass cuts, and thousands, well, hundreds of them have cut me. They revolt every now and then. So, if you haven't been cut, you haven't been working. So, we want to cut these into onions, skins. So, let's start. Release the pressure on the point. I may or may not cut on these lines, so we're just going to start cutting them out. There you go. I'm going to do the same thing again. Pop it here. Oops, it came all the way out. Oops. Oops, it's cooperating. I'm actually going to cut my whole perimeter of the outside line where I'm trying to achieve. The funny thing of it is, I have actually achieved this by cutting these other ones out, and the whole thing popped out perfectly. So I like to take that chance that outside line. Besides, if one of these pieces come off wrong and they create a score, that line will help you. It might not make sense at this point, but if one of these cuts run a score all the way out to that edge, and all of a sudden that pops out, you will love it. There it is. There it is. I'm going to take it again. One more. Popping out perfectly, coming up to my top, the bottom, perfect, perfect. There you go. I didn't need a bandsaw. Might have sounded a little confusing, but I like to create that line to break off the pressure from the points, as we proved down here, and then come in here and outline your what your achievement is, because sometimes in trying to break off the little pieces along the way, this one breaks out perfectly and you never knew that it was that possible, that easy, and it just cooperates. Now this is a glass, by and large, most people would have tried to have done with a bandsaw. That was easy. I've cut much more difficult pieces than this. I've actually cut pieces like this without, almost to that nature, without using a bandsaw. I like doing it. It's actually kind of fun. If you just nip away at it, this one will go here, 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 and here. If you, well, that one should have been curved. If you nip away at it, just like I showed you, it's no problem. You can, the only problem is getting in there with your pliers and actually reaching in. There's a point where, oh geez, why not use the bandsaw? I'm just being silly. But hey, it's all fun anyway. If you can't enjoy the stained glass, experiment and make some silly mistakes. Not with expensive glass. You're having fun and you're learning. This better be fun. This is therapy. This is where I find myself. I love doing glass. It helps me. It's therapeutic. We have a relationship. I like it. It likes me as a willing, coachable individual that can learn. Learn by my mistakes. That's all that this glass requires you to do. Is just be present, work with it, learn, absorb, and move, and discover, and flourish. Hey, I hope this is helpful. Talk to you again. Bye-bye.